Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and joining us here today. My name is Mark Ormrod and I'm here at the big event in Birmingham's iconic NEC Arena. And today I'm joined by James Horne from Motability Operations at the Electric Vehicle Information Hub, where James is going to be telling us everything we need to know about the world of EVs. James, thank you so much for joining me. So can you tell our viewers a little bit more about what we've got on display here today, please?
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. You've made a big promise for me there to got to fulfill. So we had this EV education hub here last year, but it was about a quarter of the size. So We've really made this area exciting and interesting, and we think it's a great resource to find out more about whether an EV is right for you. We've split it into 5 zones. So the first one I'll talk about is the innovation zone. So we've got our innovation team here from Motability Operations, and they're talking about curbside charging. So if you haven't got a driveway, if you live in a terrace house, this is a way to still have an electric vehicle and get it charged. This is innovation at the moment, so you can't get it, but it's a really exciting journey that we're on to get people to be able to charge at home without a driveway. So that's the innovation hub. We've also got a project that's really close to my heart, which is the Evita. So Motability provides wheelchair accessible vehicles for about 30,000 people, and the electric revolution is happening. But we know that the batteries in the floor are a real challenge for customers. So we're working with a design agency and our partners in industry to try and solve the problem of electric vehicles. The team from Callum are here today. So if you drive a wheelchair accessible vehicle and you want to talk to us about electric vehicles and what we're doing to make them accessible, we've got the Evita zone. Then over here in the far right-hand corner, we've got our BP Pulse area. So we know for lots of customers, home charging might not be right. So BP Pulse is part of our solution for charging on the go, charging when out and about. Of course, customers can use any charger, but this is where we've worked with BP to get access, make it really straightforward and easy. And then where we're stood in Ohme is all about home charging. So we provide for customers a home charger. And actually, this is a really cool opportunity to work out whether a home charger is right, can you use it, how does it work with the vehicle. Lots of people have never even plugged a vehicle in. And then I always forget this bit, Mark, so I'll finish on, Nissan have brought a really cool car for us. So we call it the Half Aria, which sounds like a wrestling move, but actually...
Yeah, I can see it over there.
It's a Nissan that's been cut in half, so you can see how an electric vehicle is put together and where the battery is and how the vehicle technically works. So if you've never seen an EV before, it's a way to really understand it and how it works differently. I hope you can tell we've really gone all out to make the EV education hub big this year and help customers understand it.
Absolutely, it's fascinating. I've been walking around here for the last 2 days trying to educate myself on EVs as we all make that transition to driving EVs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, as a scheme customer, what could a customer expect from the scheme when they switch to EVs?
That's a great question. I think the first thing is, it's for us, it's the same as leasing an internal combustion engine vehicle as far as worry-free motoring goes. So it's still a 3-year contract, still got 60,000 miles included over the 3 years, servicing, maintenance, repair, insurance, tyres, all of that's exactly the same. But you also get added benefits around charging, either home charging or charging on the go. And we've got a dedicated customer services team for if you've got any questions. And we've provided loads of information on the internet. We've also got our EV Go Charge app, so customers can find chargers near them. So it's everything that Motability is famous for and that we do so well, plus more for EV customers, because we know it's a tough transition.
Absolutely. Now we're here in the, and we're going to say this right, the Ohme.
Yep, perfect. Yep.
Now I'm sure this isn't overcomplicated, but I've never actually plugged in an EV before. As a disabled customer. You know, some of the concerns I might have are weight and things like that. Can we have a
absolutely. Go? I think we should rehearse this before we did it, but let's do it.
Let's just do it. Let's do it now. No rehearsals.
Absolutely. Perfect.
Okay. So I'm going to do what I assume you do, right? Okay. So, like a regular car.
Yes.
Okay. We have a cap.
The cap's underneath there. So you've got 2 kinds of charger port under there. You've got the fast charge and then the regular home charge. You've just opened up the top part, which is the regular home charge.
Okay.
And then behind you, you've got what we'd call a tethered charging unit. So this is a charging unit that's already got the cable attached to it. Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to do my best. Well, My fears of it being super heavy have been alleviated because it's very, very light.
Yep.
Pretty self-explanatory.
That's it.
That is it.
That's it.
No buttons, no apps.
No buttons, no apps. So if you've got a tariff at home that means that it's cheaper at night to charge, then you can set it in your app to charge overnight when it's cheapest. But it's as simple as that. Your car is now charging. In my opinion, that's easier than going to a petrol station.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So where can our customers find out more about EVs? Any questions they've got, anything they want to discover?
So if you're here, or you're near Birmingham and you can come, this is the best place to have your questions answered one-on-one, speaking to somebody. So if you're at the show, come to the EV Education Hub. If you're not here, or you're watching this video on demand afterwards, Motability.co.uk has an EV Education Hub, and it's got all of the information that's here at the show in the hub. So I'd recommend that people use that.
Now, if someone is thinking about potentially transitioning to EV, what kind of considerations are they going to have to think about?
So I say to people talking about EV for the first time, think about two things: how you drive and how you're going to charge. So if you're regularly doing 150 mile journeys on the motorway, for whatever reason you're going to be driving in cold weather, it might be that an EV's not quite right for you yet unless you're very confident with public charging. But if you're doing 40, 50 miles a day, you're doing it reasonably locally, that's quite a lot of miles to be fair, then an EV's probably perfect for you. You can do fairly quick public charging every 2 or 3 days, you can charge at home. So think about the kind of driving you do, does it match with how an EV works?
Right.
And then the second thing is, how are you going to charge? Can you get a home charger from Ohme? Do you need to use public charging, and is there public charging near your house? A lot of people have a fear. I think there's been a lot of negative stuff said about EVs in the media. I'd encourage people to go on their own journey and start with a completely open mind. Is an EV right for me? Because I've got an EV, Mark. They're fantastic. I know I've been trying to persuade you over the last 2 days that it's the way forwards. They're brilliant vehicles. So how do you drive? How are you going to charge?
Brilliant. James, thank you so much for your time. I've learned a lot. I hope our viewers at home have learned a lot. Stay with us, because next we're going to be live streaming Sam Wickerden's speaker session, which is all about cars and the car industry. So stay tuned for that.